anyway, and yeah, we'll just vamp for a minute. Vamp, is that the word? I think that's the word.
Yeah, yeah, that's the term.
I'm not familiar with you kids and your lingo.
Considering that's a very old term, I don't think
Very.
the kid. I think if you say vamp to the kids, they'll think you mean blood sucking or something.
Yeah.
I have determined. Now that I'm being recorded, I feel okay to say this. I've determined that all kids are stupid, but it's
Yeah.
okay because all adults are stupid.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm saying is we're all stupid. So, yeah. I love that now that I am like a customer at retail places, I become just as dumb as every other customer. I had an order today at Dollar General, and I went up and down the two grocery aisles trying to. These people ordered mayonnaise, and I could not find the mayonnaise. I'm like, where? Why? So I found an employee. I'm like, hey man, I don't understand why I can't find this, but these people ordered mayonnaise and I can't find it. And he walked me to the candy and cookies aisle, where
Mayonnaise?
at this end, on both sides were sweets, and at that end, on both sides were sweets. But on the left side, in the middle, was like condiments and shit.
That's weird.
And I was like, oh, next to the cookies, of course. How did I miss that? He goes, stuff's got to go somewhere. I was like, yep.
But it should be with like the canned vegetables and shit.
Yeah, which is where I was looking up and down.
Maybe in your grocery store you might.
Lost my mind. And he just walked me right here. I was like, oh.
It's like, listen, just because you put it away every day doesn't mean this is obvious.
But anyway, all right, that is enough filling or vamping, I should say. So now we will pause a minute and then get to it. Brian, shut up.
Sure.
Oh, jam. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mana Pool. This is... Oh, God, did I change the episode number? Is it 690? Is that right?
I don't recall.
It is. Okay, good. I didn't put the number on the last episode. Whoops. But anyway, this is episode 690 of the Mana Pool, and I am Chewy, the lead dork. Just because we're short a dork and we started late, my fault. Brian's here. He talks a lot. He's also kind of sick.
A little bit.
And Mike is here. He doesn't talk as much, and he's sick in the head.
Yeah.
His brain manufactures its own drugs. Which is a statement I think I stole from your brother.
Maybe.
Pretty sure the first time I heard that was Thomas. I'm not sure, though. Anyway, so yes, we are looking at Lost Caverns of Ixalan again, because, as you can tell, Dirk's not here. And the full set's out, and we couldn't think of anything else to do.
Nope.
Not true. We didn't even try to think of anything else to do.
Nope.
'Cause Ixalan. So,
It's topical, and some of us aren't feeling great, so...
Yeah. And without like, to do specialized topics, we really want to have all four of us here.
Yeah.
So with Dirk not here, hey, let's just talk about previews. So, what do we?
Those are things. But why do we?
Why do we?
Man? I don't know.
Have you guys been looking at the whole set?
Nope.
Or do you...
No, not as much. I've been haven't been paying as close attention the last several days.
Okay. Uh, well, do you remember looking at anything last time that we didn't get to?
Yeah, actually, I just scrolled for a while and found it. The bedrock tortoise in green.
Okay.
Okay.
This card is silly.
Ah, yeah,
For
this thing's kind of fun. Yeah.
yeah, for 3 and a green, it's a 0/6 rare turtle. Turtle. As long as it's your turn, creatures you control have hexproof. Hey. And each creature you control with toughness greater than its power assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power.
Wow.
It's like a door in the siege tower, but it doesn't assign it to everybody because Doran kind of upsets the whole table by that's how all creatures work. This is just your creatures, but
And only
this
if it's
also has
better.
the right. That's the
Yeah.
upside to that is so your 7/2 still deals 7 damage, not 2.
Yeah.
It's a giant tortoise with a temple on its back.
You know, like
That's
you do.
just neat. Yeah.
See, that was one that I'd spotted before. Chifuji said butt fighters, but only if they have a big butt. Which I like. And I can't be untrue about that.
That is pretty wild, though. An effective 6/6 that sometimes has hexproof, but only 4 mana.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And again, the fact that it doesn't screw with your things that don't have the big ass
Right.
is just awesome. It's literally the best of both worlds.
It is. I like it.
Whichever one is bigger is what you get. Hey, now how much would you pay? Plus, as Brian said, it's a giant tortoise with a temple on its back, which is freaking cool. Sort of looks like, not to be, turtle racist, but it sort of looks like the giant turtle from Neverending Story, except done up to go out for the night.
Yeah,
The one that sneezes at the poor kid after he loses Artax.
Right.
I know he just lost Artax, so like your kid brain sort of froze on that. But then there was a giant tortoise that sneezed at him, so we all remember that.
The wolf thing always freaked me out. So
yes, it did.
yeah.
The Gamork.
Oh, it was actually called something?
Yeah, the Gamork. Or something like it started with a GM. I think it's Gamork. Now I have to go look that up. So quick, someone else talk about a card.
It worked for the nothing. So I was also looking at green.
It is
and
Gamork.
I remember watching the live stream of the previews, and people were like, "Where's the Dreadmaw? Where's the Dreadmaw?" Because for some reason, Colossal Dreadmaw just stood out to everybody. Wasn't it a common? It was a common or uncommon in
It
original
was,
Ixalan.
and it kind of became a meme.
It kind of became a meme, and it was like reprinted almost immediately in
Yeah,
that
it was
year's
in like
core set.
it was in 2 sets in standard at the same time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
yeah. So people were like, Dreadmaw, Dreadmaw. And I see there's a Dreadmaw in green, but it's not Colossal Dreadmaw. It's better.
It's better.
The Earthshaker Dreadmaw is an uncommon for 4 and 2 green, is a 6/6 with trample, and when it enters the battlefield, draw a card for each other dinosaur you control. Sorry, Colossal Dreadmaw.
Yeah, and the Colossal Dreadmaw is a 6/6 with trample for 6, and that's it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is that with an upside of like, okay, at worst, it's a Colossal Dreadmaw. If this is the only dinosaur, it's a Colossal Dreadmaw, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But reasonably, you play a dinosaur maybe on turn 3, and then one on turn 5, and then you draw 2 cards off of this next turn, that's pretty good, and I don't feel like that's super unreasonable.
Not too bad, no.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, even if you only draw 1 card off of this, that's pretty great. So yeah, look at a Dreadmaw's like older cousin.
Yeah.
There's probably something good in multicolor.
Probably.
Because there's usually good stuff in multicolor. Chat, is there anything you want us to talk about?
Well, for me, while you're looking at other stuff, I saw something in red that it's a kind of design that I just really love.
Okay.
Because you can do a lot. It's just useful, at least a little useful at any given time. So trumpeting Carnosaur.
That's so weird. I had that on the screen while you were talking.
Oh. So it's a 7/6 with trample for 6 mana, 4 in red. So take that, Colossal Dreadmaw.
Oh.
And when it enters the battlefield, you discover 5. So that's awesome.
That's
but
great.
But also, it has another ability. You can pay 2 in a red and discard it to deal 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker.
Oh, so what was that called? Channel.
Yeah, basically. It's basically a channel ability. But yeah, so if it's just not the right time, and it's just kind of sitting there, but and you need the removal, it's not a very good removal spell. 3 mana for 3 damage is not good at all, if that's all you're getting. But it's there, and it's not going to be a dead card in your hand while you're waiting to get to 6 mana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, as we all know, more options, more better.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
like the design space. So.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I remember Channel because I've been going through. I went through all my Kamigawa cards.
Right.
Let's see. Is there anything good in the land? Oh my god. All right, I'm gonna have to turn off. I'm gonna have to go just the basic set if I'm gonna go look at lands because of the commander decks. There's too many lands.
Let me know exactly which setting you're using so I can follow along.
I just clicked on Lost Caverns of Ixalan under card set.
Okay.
Did we talk about all the creature lands?
I don't think we did. I don't know if we talked about any of them.
No.
Oh no, that was in the Discord. Oh well, are they all restless or hidden or what is all of this crap? It just cards keep appearing as I scroll.
Yeah, I think they're all restless something.
All right. Oh, these hidden cards are commons.
Yes. Yeah, the caves. Cave stuff is interesting.
Oh, they all sacrifice to discover, it looks like. To discover 4, in fact. Okay, so yeah, there's a cycle of lands that looks like common. That one of each color, they enter the battlefield tap, they tap for that color. And then you pay 4 and that color, tap and sacrifice to discover 4 at sorcery speed.
Yeah.
So there's hidden Cataract, Courtyard, Necropolis, Nursery, and Volcano. That's actually really cool for a cycle of common lands, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of late when they finally turn on, because between tapping them and paying 5, that's a total of 6 lands you have to have access to, so
yeah,
it's going to take a while. But if you really have nothing else to do, that's a nice option.
Yeah, I mean, we've all played like sealed games where you're just let me draw something, anything. Just let me draw
Yeah,
something. Jesus
just
Christ.
anything.
Yeah.
And so paying mana to get something is probably fine.
Yeah.
So okay, so what are these restless cards?
Yeah, so there's 5 of them. There's one for every no, never mind. That's wrong.
Is it? One,
Wait, what am
two,
I?
three, four. Yeah, there's four.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
five.
What am I thinking of?
In the Eldraine set that we just had, we
Oh,
had
had
the
enemy.
enemy colors.
Right, that's right.
These are the allied colors.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I thought I was just looking at a blue-green one the other day. Where is it? No, yes,
You
you're right.
were, if you were on Arena.
I was.
Aha.
Bad at this game.
So many magic sets, so little time.
Yeah, so the ones here in the Lost Cavern of Ixalan, there's 5 of them, and there's one for every friendly color pair.
Yep. Like the Restless Anchorage. It's the white or blue. They all come in tapped. Tap for one of their 2 colors. This one activates for 1 a white and a blue. It becomes a 2/3 white and blue bird creature with flying. So the island takes off. And whenever it attacks, create a map token. And remember, the map tokens are the new tokens for the set. It's an artifact. You pay 1 generic, tap it, sack it. Target creature you control explores. So
That's what the maps do. I could not remember.
so the island lifts off, becomes a 2/3, which that 3 toughness gives it a lot more survivability than 2. Can swing with it, and as the land moves, somebody's like, "Great God, draw another map." That island was over there, now it's over there, so you make a map token. Keeping the cartographers in business. So that's the blue-green one.
The blue white one.
The blue-white one.
Blue-white one, sorry.
Yeah.
He said looking at the blue-green one next, so sorry about that.
You mean the green-white one next?
I am. Yes, thank you.
Sorry,
Somebody said blue-green.
Yeah, and
I'm,
now it's just.
I'm tired, I'm sick, and it's all Mike's fault. Dang it.
Damn it, Mike.
So the green-white one is the Restless Prairie, and it's important abilities. So it can wake up for 4 mana for 2 green and a white, and it becomes a 3/3 green and white llama creature until end of turn. So
Oh,
cool.
now I see the art. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it, right? The llama.
Yeah, no, you know what? It's a llama. And whenever Restless Prairie attacks, other creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 mana for a 3/3 and pump everybody else. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, and a pump all your other stuff in green and white in particular feels very on the nose. Like the llama's nose.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Here.
Yep.
All right, the blue-black one is the Restless Reef. It wakes up for 2, a blue and a black. Becomes a 4/4 blue and black shark with death touch. Because of course it does. And when it attacks, target player mills 4 cards. Note it's not target opponent. It's target player.
Target player, yeah. So if you're Mike, you can target yourself. Everybody else will probably target the opponent. But in a set with descend, descending, descent, 4, 8, fathomless, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
The set seems to have 2 focuses: artifacts with all of the crafting stuff, and the graveyard. And even crafting also allows you to use stuff in your graveyard. So there you go.
Yeah, because if you're only paying 4 mana to wake up a 4/4 with death touch, the milling isn't the part that's going to make you win. If you pointing it at your opponent. So So yeah, I think that'll be kind of more important for crafting and descending advantage, like Brian was saying.
Yeah.
Now, important. Are you obligated to start humming the Jaws theme whenever you wake this up?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Like as you're tapping the 4 mana, you should be going.
Yeah.
And then when you attack with it, you go.
Nice. In red and green, we have the Restless Ridgeline. Yeah, it is. And for 2 in a red and a green, it becomes a 3/4 red and green dinosaur creature until end of turn. Whenever it attacks, another target attacking creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Untap that creature.
Ooh. I missed that part.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean that's where the +2/+0 that's great, but the untapping, and then this is the one that I feel like is almost begging for some sort of nifty combo with like Relentless Assault.
Yeah, something that gives you more attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Although actually,
And I like-
pretty much all of them work really well with something that gives multiple attacks.
True.
Yeah.
But this is in red, so it feels pretty natural.
Yeah.
And you've already got another creature untapped, ready to go. So
And
it's higher power until end of turn. So if you attack again, it'll get the bonus again.
yeah. What I like about this card, that I saw something a long time ago that said, like, you lose something when you grow up because no one ever asks you what's your favorite dinosaur anymore.
Uh-huh.
And to that effect, I know we're missing a dork, but that's okay. Hey, Mike,
Yes.
what's your favorite dinosaur?
Oh boy.
Oh, God. Well, he thinks, hey, Brian, what's your favorite dinosaur?
I'm very old school, T-Rex all the way.
Nice.
I love Jurassic Park, and I was like, oh yeah, raptors are cool, but I mean T-Rex, straight up.
Yeah.
E
Mike.
to the R.
Dimetrodon, I think I would say.
That's not a dinosaur.
I don't
Yeah, it
know what
is.
that is.
Oh, it's a lizard. It was before dinosaurs. Oh, my God.
Well, what's your favorite dinosaur, Chewy?
Ankylosaurus. Always has
I
been.
wondered.
And if
I
you look
wondered
at the
from
art, both
yeah.
of these arts appear to be, at least the regular version art is absolutely an Ankylosaurus. And
Oh, it absolutely is. Yeah,
the borderless one could be.
could be. It's a little less descript, but the back of that, the original art, yeah.
Yeah. Ankylosaurus is the hotness. And remember, I'm one of those people who doesn't do favorites. Like, if you're like, what's your favorite? Meh, I go, I don't know. I like a lot of meh. But no, dinosaurs, Ankylosaurus. Straight up. Oh, there's one left. Hey, Mike, what's the I forgot about the last one. What's the last one, too?
So the last one, and reading it, this is the one that I think has potential to, like, not just be a good card now, but continue to be a good card in the future. So Restless Vents is the black and red one. It can wake up for 3, for 1 a black and a red. Until end of turn, it becomes a 2/3 black and red insect creature with menace.
Nice.
And its attack trigger is whenever Restless Vents attacks, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card.
So that's rummaging.
Rummaging.
Yeah.
Yeah, the discard first.
Yeah. That, I'm pretty sure that when this one popped up in the Manipool Discord, which, by the way, if you're listening to this, you should go join the Manipool Discord. We have a lot of fun in there. But even I was like, holy crap, this is good, right? At least I seemed to, if I didn't type that out, I thought it real hard. Mm-hmm. And for most previews, I just don't even look at them. So for me to have either thought or typed that out it jumped out at me.
This feels pretty strong.
Because, again, discarding a card helps you in so many ways in this set already. It's a 2/3 that with evasion, and you draw a card. Aha!
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what's not to love? For only 3 mana, also. But, well, technically 4 because it's a land, but whatever.
Yeah.
And Chifuji mentioned in the chat also a bit ago that don't forget, for all of these, if they become creature by some other means, that spell that turns all lands into 2/2 whatever, then when you attack with them, you still get the attack trigger for all of them. It's not just from the activation.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there were let's see, like those Genji auras from, were they in Betrayers of Kamigawa?
I think they were in
I think they were
Betrayers.
in
Yeah.
Betrayers. Yeah, the Genju of the whatever.
Genju, yeah. Like all of their entire waking up block, block of text about how to wake it up also had abilities in there. And the white one had that triggered life gain on combat damage, and because of that, the way it worked, like if you activated that multiple times, it would get multiple instances of that. But no, like Chifuji pointed out, these attack triggers are completely separate abilities from the activated abilities that wake them up.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool, because there are lots of things that turn lands into creatures for various reasons. By the way, if you're listening to this, I hope that you keep it away from your nose and mouth, because we don't want Brian to get you sick.
Sorry, trying to mute, but can't catch them all. I mean, you can catch them all, but I am not the very best. That no one ever was. So.
Did we do Sunken Citadel? I forgot.
No, I was just
yet.
about to say,
And it's fascinating.
Yeah.
So the Sunken Citadel is another rare land. It enters the battlefield tapped. As it enters, choose a color. And you can tap it for 1 mana of the chosen color. That's cool. Or you can tap it for 2 mana of the chosen color. But you can only spend that to activate abilities of land sources. So this works really well with all of your creature lands that we just talked about. Because you just pick one of the colors, and it handles that color and one of the generic costs all by its lonesome.
Yeah.
It's also good for the discover on the hidden lands.
That's right, yeah. And there are a couple of other caves that have activated abilities that need at least 1 mana.
Oh, yeah? Oh, there's a common one. Nope, that's uncommon, I guess. Up here, a Cavernous Maw. Maw?
That's right.
Maw.
Caverns Maw is a cave. You can tap it for a colorless mana.
Nice.
Not a generic, a colorless. And for 2 generic mana, or mana of any color. Caverns Maw becomes a 3/3 elemental creature until end of turn. It's still a cave land. Activate only if the number of other caves you control, plus the number of cave cards in your graveyard, is 3 or greater. So
I completely forgot that cave was a land type. Oh yeah, all the hidden cards are caves. I completely just my eyes just missed all of that.
And if you have sent the if you've sacrificed the hidden caves to the graveyard, they still count toward being able to activate this. And being able to turn a land into a 3/3 for 2 mana is really good. That's
it looks like
very cheap.
Yeah. It looks like all of the non-basics, except for the creature lands, are caves in this set.
Yeah, except for Cavern of Souls.
Oh, whoops. Well, yeah, that's a reprint.
But that's a reprint. So.
Yeah.
I did not notice that they were all caves. That's cool. Huh. Okay.
Makes sense from a story perspective.
Yeah.
They're
Pit of
going
Offerings.
down.
Yeah, Pit of Offerings is really cool. It's uncommon. It enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to 3 target cards from graveyards.
Ooh,
And you can tap it for colorless or tap for 1 mana of any of the exiled cards' colors.
that's
Huh.
really cool.
It is. So,
Huh.
it's not good. It's no good, and not much good for early game fixing because maybe not enough will have happened yet. You might only get access to 1 color from it. You might get access to nothing depending on how early in the game it is. But it's a really sweet design.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, a land, and it says graveyards,
Yes.
so you can like snatch cards from your opponents, or if they don't have a color that you desperately need, you can snatch 2 from your opponents and 1 from your graveyard or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That is so cool.
I like it.
And it's up to 3 so that you don't get that stupid problem of trying to play it when there's no graveyards, and then
Yeah,
you're like, what happens? It's up to
Yeah,
you.
or being forced to choose things you don't want to.
Yeah,
right.
which is more likely, but I'm kind of dumb. Check out the land Forgotten Monument. All right, where let's see, Forgotten Monument. Okay, this one is uncommon. It taps for colorless, and it says other caves you control have tap, pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color. Holy crap!
Turns them all into cities of brass.
Yeah,
Now
which is what Chifuji said in the chat, and I didn't read that far.
I feel like if you're playing enough caves, this is a very easy way to oops yourself into dying. But keep in mind, they still have their other abilities,
Yeah,
so you generally will only need for most things 1 specific mana of a color, maybe 2.
Yeah.
So
huh. We've got Echoing Deeps, which is a cave that enters the battlefield tapped as a copy of any land card in a graveyard, except it's also a cave. So that's cool. Blow up a land and with what is this one down here? Damn it?
The volatile
Volatile Fault.
fault.
And
Yeah.
then play your Echoing Deeps as a copy of whatever it was you just blew up. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, the
Maybe
lands
even
are
as a
cool in
copy
this
of
set.
Volatile Fault, so you can do it again.
What? Don't be a monster, Mike.
I mean, they can go get a basic to replace it.
they can go get a basic. It's just basically the next. Oh, I can see the land.
It's a Ghost Quarter variant.
Yeah.
Ghost Quarter variant. Yeah, I kind of I have mixed feelings about this one because you're not getting a new land. You're getting a treasure, which means it's inherently not permanent. It is a
Yeah.
permanent, but
But it can have other applications.
that's true.
Now they're talking about the Volatile Fault, which taps for colorless, and 1 and tap and sack, destroy a non-basic land an opponent controls. That player goes to get a basic, puts it on the battlefield shuffle. You get a treasure. There we go. Just in case anyone I got lost, and I'm part of the conversation. So,
Sorry.
but yeah, it's like you said, it's a Ghost Quarter variant that gives you a treasure. So everybody comes out equal for the moment. Yeah. They lose a land and get a land. You lose a land and get a treasure. But in the long run, yeah. you're falling slightly behind.
But you're getting an artifact which may trigger other stuff.
Accurate.
And they're getting a basic land. You're getting a replacement that, by just how it works, can get you a mana of any color. So
that's true. Okay, I really need this thing to stop loading funny. I was scrolling through. Oh, no, they don't have... Okay, in the past they've had the double face cards listed separately. But now it looks like they're just at the end of each section.
Oh, okay.
Nope, they're just in the section. There just happen to be ones here that end alphabetically.
Oh, okay, good.
So yeah, they're just scattered throughout. So I was gonna go to the double face card section, but there isn't one. And I've got... It looks like I've got a row here that didn't load. Are you seeing this, chat? What is this about?
Those are the forbidden cards. You have to be an Egyptian pharaoh to unlock those.
Okay, guys. In multicolored, is there anything between Sahili and Ukbenbach?
Yes.
Piss. All right, let me hit reload. I just got an infinite loading screen there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff between them.
Yeah. There's a cat noble. He's so noble.
Oh god, there were 3 full rows that weren't loading for me. What is that about? Okay, there was one... Oh crap, there's one that I wanted to talk about in multicolor. What was it? Hang on, I'll find it. Maybe. Nope. Maybe it wasn't in multicolored. It was no, it was an artifact. It was the contested game ball.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, what's it do?
So the contested game ball, it's an uncommon. It just costs 2. Whenever you are dealt combat damage, the attacking player gains control of contested game ball and untaps it. And so it gets passed back and forth. And it has an activated ability, pay 2, tap, draw a card, and put a point counter on contested game ball. Then, if it has 5 or more point counters on it, sacrifice it and create a treasure token.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So whoever is holding it can use it, but the opponent can snatch it away by
punching
scoring against you.
Yeah.
And then they get it.
Yeah, it's a really neat design.
And the game rules work so much better than Quidditch. It's crazy. So
Also, without all the transphobia.
10,000 points to Gryffindor.
With while we were waiting for your stuff to load, going back up to gold, I was trying to figure out what was going on in this art, and then I figured it out, and it's kind of glorious. So, Chewy, have you read Squirming Embrace?
No.
You should read
Emergence?
Squirming Emergence, sorry. Squirming Emergence.
Also, hey, Violet Moon, thank you for the 33 months. What'd she say? This set looks dynamite. Boo! Alright, Squirming Emergence. Let me look at the art first. It appears to be a skull, a pirate skull, that has sprouted legs and is walking. Okay. So for 1, a black and a green, it is a rare sorcery that has Fathomless Descent. Return to the battlefield, target non-land permanent card in your graveyard with mana value less than or equal to the number of permanent cards in your graveyard.
Got it.
Hang on, that's a lot of words.
It is.
So you're getting back something that's cheaper, equal to or cheaper than the amount of permanents in your graveyard. Okay, got it. Oh, because it's Fathomless Descent, so of course it's permanents.
And ironically, thereby then reducing your Fathomless Descent for next time.
That is true,
because you're getting... Yeah. Now, read the flavor text.
The flavor text. Due to archaic Brazen Coalition guidelines regarding hats, A few mycoids are now technically pirate captains. Oh, that's silly.
Because in artifacts there's a pirate hat.
Oh, what's it called?
It's called Pirate Hat.
Oh. I don't have a pirate hat in. It
Is
must
that
not
in the
be.
commander set?
No, maybe it's a color. It is an artifact, but
Oh.
I remember seeing it,
Control F
and
pirate.
you're gonna find lots of pirates in the set.
Nope, just 2. So it must not be in the
Oh.
main set. All sets. Did it work? Control F pirate. What do you mean no? Oh, not everything loaded. Hang on, let me get everything in this stupid card image gallery loaded.
I'm gonna search for hat.
I still only found 2. I don't think it's called pirate hat. Oh, there it is. It's in blue.
It's in blue.
It is in draft boosters. Why did? Oh, that must not have been loaded. So at once, I both love and hate the new card image gallery.
I remember I saw this earlier while we were getting ready for the show. So, yeah. So there's a pirate hat. For 1 and a blue, it's an equipment. It's a common. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has, whenever this creature attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. Equipping it to a pirate only costs 1. Equipping it otherwise costs 2.
Huh.
Cool.
It's straightforward, but I don't know. You stick it on a mycoid and then it becomes a captain?
And the flavor text says, landlubbers just don't understand the value of a proper hat.
Apparently a proper hat lets you loot, which feels appropriate for a pirate.
Right?
Looks like this pirate has a bunch of tools and gadgets attached to his hat.
Yeah. This is a man that, I assume, man, there's a beard there, but this is a pirate that has definitely taken to accessorizing.
So when I control F pirate, I'm still only getting 2. So I'm wondering if I just didn't read the card the first time when I control F. And I'm just an idiot.
I don't know.
Hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, go back and look, and then leave a comment. Let me know if I'm just an idiot. Because I'm going to guess idiot. Hashtag hey dummy. Although there's a bunch of stuff that still hasn't loaded. Oh my god. Okay, let me do it again. Control F. Pirate. Nope, it's still... Oh, I bet I hit pirate space. No, that only gives me pirate hat. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm probably just dumb. Oh man, speaking of dumb, is there anything good in black?
A couple good things in black. Like the...
Holy crap, they reprinted Blood Artist in the Commander... Oh, in the Commander deck. Never mind.
The Bringer of the Last Gift. Like, I got you a present. It's dead people.
Oh, Bringer. Stupid. There we go. I'll be okay. I can spell. Shut up.
The Bringer of the Last Gift costs 6 and black, so total of 8.
Oof.
It is a 6/6 vampire demon, and you see more in this set vampire demons because once the vampires unleash the Bat God, he starts bestowing on them. He's like, "I'll make you into true vampires now," and he bites them like you do, and they become demons in addition to everything else.
Sort of reminds me of a vampire lord from Skyrim.
Not having played, I'm not sure, but I'll say yeah. But so this thing, for 8 mana, is a flying 6/6. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, and that's important for this one, each player sacrifices all other creatures they control, Then each player returns all creature cards from their graveyard that weren't put there this way to the battlefield. What is the original?
What is that swap card?
Where
Living Death?
Living Death.
Yeah.
Living Death, where it's like I think it's like set aside all creatures on the battlefield, then bring back everything from the graveyard, then everything that was set aside goes to the graveyard. This is kind of the same concept.
I thought Living Death exiled everything from the graveyard first.
I mean, you're getting into the nitty gritty here that doesn't actually matter for what Brian was saying.
You're swapping the stuff that's on the creatures on the battlefield with the creatures that are already in graveyards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what this does, except for this card.
This card, and that's why it has the whole, if you cast it, so you don't get into stupid loops with this thing already being in the graveyard.
Oh, God. Oh, God!
Yeah.
It's World Gorger Dragon all over again.
Yeah, basically.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I like it. And the alternate art is sick. In a good way. Not sick like me.
That's really good.
Like it's Deflator Mouse if he was a real bad boy. Hey, if you get that reference, then good for you. You're also old. And probably a nerd. Check out the art for that bridge from below.
That's kind of crazy.
I can't tell what I'm looking at. Hang on. Zooming in. Zoom. Oh, I zoomed too far. Oh God. Oh God. What have I done? All right. Again, I really hate this card image gallery. I still can't tell what I'm looking at. And if I zoom in one more... okay, hang on. Bitter, blood letter, bridge from below. Are those petrified people or something?
Yeah, probably.
That's cool. I need to find that art like full size so I can appreciate it. Bridge from below. Young How Han. Images. Well, I didn't get the art, but I did get a nice big scan of the card. Oh, yeah. Oh, let me send that to you guys. Where are you guys? Oh, what the hell? I'll just put it in the chat. Where's the chat? Chat, where are you guys? There we go. Let me shrink this back down to 100%.
Yep.
Bring this over here so everybody can see it. Yeah, that's spooky. Sorry to all of you people listening to this in audio form, but hey, it's on YouTube. It's at the 4850 mark. All right then. Anyway. That was a nice little diversion. Hey, there's a card called Skeleton Crew. Is this a reprint? It's in the Commander deck, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I don't see it in the normal set, so...
Yeah,
I know it's not in the normal set, because it's in the Commander decks, but I don't know if it's a reprint from something else.
Let me get my filters reset and look at it.
So, for 3 and a black, it's a 3/3 Skeleton Pirate. Each other creature you control that's a skeleton or pirate gets +1/+1. Nice. When one or more creature cards leaves your graveyard, you create a 2/2 black skeleton pirate creature token. Ah! When one or more creature cards leaves your graveyard. That's funny.
Yeah, that's not a reprint. That has to be a new card
Nice.
with all those different things it's using there.
And then for 5 and a black, you can return Skeleton Crew from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So it's a pirate and skeleton lord, and it makes you skeletons when things come out of the graveyard, and you can get it back. I really like this card.
And they put some reminder text on that middle ability about creature cards leaving the graveyard. This ability triggers only from the battlefield. So giving you that reminder text like no, Skeleton Crew will not trigger itself when it jumps out of the graveyard.
Yeah. That's a really cool card. Also, can we just talk about the skullcap snail?
Yes.
It's kind of terrifyingly adorable. And he lives in your head
He does.
once you're dead. Also, for a common, it's really good. For 1 and a black, it's a 1/1 fungus snail. And when it enters the battlefield, target opponent exiles a card from their hand.
Yeah. It's in line with other 1/1s for 2 and black that have this effect, but usually it's they discard a card. In this set, it's probably more detrimental to. Well, I think in most cases it's going to be more detrimental to go ahead and exile the card, but here it's much more important because it's not. They can't send a permanent to their graveyard this way from their hand. So
Yeah.
it's the same sort of discard effect, but they don't accidentally like, oh hey, okay, I put down this thing that I won't be able to cast for a while, and now I'm descending. So
Yeah. And there's a discussion in the Discord. So that's a 1/1 for 1 that exiles a card from their hand.
yeah,
Then further up in black, there's the Deep Cavern Bat, which is an uncommon. That's a 1/1 for 2 with flying and lifelink. And when it enters the battlefield, look at target opponent's hand, and you may exile a non-land card from it until the Deep Cavern Bat leaves the battlefield.
yeah.
And there was some discussion of, wait, how do they make the snail with this in the set? And
Because they do different things.
yeah,
Yeah.
and whoever said that, I'm paraphrasing here, but whoever said that didn't remember exactly what the bat said. So
Right.
this one,
Okay. They thought it said the same thing.
yeah, they're like, how come they don't get it back when the snail dies? And I'm like, why would they? I'm like, well, there's a bat where it does that. I was like, what? And I
But
went
the
to
bat
find
has
it,
flying.
and the
Yeah,
bat has flying and
so-
lifelink, but also you choose
Yeah.
what card is lost with the bat. They choose what card is lost with the snail.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's balanced. It works. Plus, one's a common and one's an uncommon.
Yep. Hey, Mike, if you're going to the pre-release, be sure to look out for the Death Cap Marionette. I know how much you don't like those 1/1s with Death Touch.
Well, the only reason I have problems with them is because like everyone but me has them in their pool. It seems
Yeah.
that's what that's what rubs me the wrong way.
And if you did have it in your pool, then the rest of that color sucks.
Basically,
Yeah.
though this could still be a half decent enabler if the rest of that color was half decent and the other cards it was enabling were very good. So it's a fungus. It's a 1/1 with Death Touch for just 1 and a black. And when it enters the battlefield, you may mill 2 cards. So fueling your descent count and crafting and stuff.
But
like
it's really interesting in that it says May. A lot of times, like that silly satyr
that.
from original Theros that you loved, and I was like, I don't like it. The Satyr Wayfinder, maybe.
Yeah.
It's required, and sometimes you don't want to do that, but here you can, but you don't have to. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, with Seder Wayfinder, you're also potentially getting a card in your hand.
That's true. But
With Death Cut,
here,
yeah,
yeah,
Death Cut Marionette, it's just about putting cards in your graveyard.
right,
And if you're not really doing any crafting and you're already good on your descent count, then why bother?
yeah. I just like that it gives you the choice because again, more choices, more better. So
Hey. Also, by the way, I'm really excited that there's just a card in the commander deck called Damn.
It's a
not
reprint
even damnation,
from a
just
modern.
damn.
That's a reprint from a Modern Horizons set.
I thought it looked familiar with the overload cost. Yeah.
Yeah,
For those that don't remember, for black
yeah,
black, it's Damn. It's a sorcery that says destroy target creature, and it can't be regenerated, and it has overload for 2 white. So you, for those that don't remember, you replace the word target with the word each, so it becomes
yeah.
a 6 mana 2 color Wrath of God. Wait,
No,
no, it's for the overload
Overload.
cost. Sorry,
Yeah,
it
Overload
becomes
is
a Wrath of God.
his replacement.
Yeah. Just very, very specific with the mana requirements.
Yeah. Wait, was
One of these days
Wrath
they'll
of God
print
was 3 and a white, wasn't it? No, Wrath of God was two
No.
white.
Yeah,
Wrath of
Armageddon
Wrath
was
of
3 and
yeah. Wrath was 2 white.
white. Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
One of these days they'll print the card Nation.
It
I'm
just
glad.
makes me happy to see a card name that just says "damn." Like I don't know.
Chewy, you've always been a fan of the color black. Have you read the black artifact Tarian's Journal?
Don't think so. Let me go look. There are too many cards. Tarian's Journal. Here we go. Doesn't look familiar. Should I read it?
Well, you should
Yeah.
read it.
All right. For 1 and a black, it's a legendary artifact that is rare that says tap, sacrifice another creature, no, another artifact or creature, draw a card, activate only as a sorcery. I kind of like that, honestly.
I mean, if that's all it did, it would already be pretty good.
Yeah, I'd be all right with that. But then it says 2 and tap and discard your hand. Ugh. Transform Tarian's Journal. All right. Oh, what's the flavor text say? Though officially deemed a heretic for his reverent writings on Aclazotz, Tarian is viewed as a holy martyr by the most radical sects of the Church of Dusk. Is that the vampire people?
It is.
Okay.
Those are the vampire people.
Yeah.
All right, and it turns into the Tomb of Aclazotz, of course. So it's a legendary cave. It taps for black. Nice. And tap, you may cast a creature spell from your graveyard this turn. Oh. If you do, it enters the battlefield with a finality counter on it and is a vampire in addition to its other types. I have read this side and remembered it.
Okay.
But
This is how you get there.
I did not remember Tarian's Journal at all. But yeah. Being able to cast things from your graveyard that become one-shot vampires is pretty cool.
Yeah.
One Shot Vampires definitely sounds like the name of my band in high school, but yeah.
We know
I
three
find
chords and we are the one-shot vampire.
I find the journal side kind of interesting because the two abilities pull at each other in very different ways. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
you could want to have a big hand when you transform it, so you're throwing a lot of stuff in your graveyard. But you could also just be like, no, I just want to get to the land part, and maybe you don't want to have much stuff in your hand. So, tension.
Yeah. For transforming cards, just a reminder to pay attention to exactly how they transform. We've seen some of them in recent sets. Like I know there were a bunch of them in there were a bunch of them in sagas in Neon Dynasty. and I think some other, what was the other set anyway, and some others
March of the
recently,
Machine
and
had a
oh
lot of
yeah, and yeah,
Phyrexianized.
right,
Yeah,
the Praetor sagas.
yeah,
Um, Part of what happens when those gets transformed is that they get exiled and they come back. A lot of some of the transforming cards in this set, some crafting ones, get exiled and come back as part of the transformation. Tarian's Journal does not. Pay attention to that, because that means it's still tapped after it
right.
transforms, because you had to pay to and tap it and, and discard your hand to activate the ability that transformed it. So you won't be able to use the abilities right away because it never left the battlefield. So that means it's still there, tapped, as it got
Right.
transformed.
That is important. Yeah.
That is.
I I like the backside, but I don't like it enough to discard my whole hand.
If I'm like out of cards, sure.
Well, I mean,
But
obviously. And I
Yeah,
guess
I
if
mean,
there's just one semi-useful card in my hand,
yeah.
one or two,
But
then that's
again,
fine. But
for if you had an artifact that just said for 1 and a black, you play it out, and then for free later, you can tap and then sacrifice another artifact or a creature to draw a card, you would play that
yeah,
just
yeah,
on its
well,
own.
yeah. If you're playing this card, it's for a reason. You're not going to put it in a low creature count control deck that wants to keep a full grip all the time. It doesn't
Yeah.
work that way. So when it comes time, if you built, if it's in a deck that's made to use it, you probably won't feel that bad, even if you are discarding 3 cards. You won't feel a thing if you're only discarding 2 cards.
yeah. I guess that's a good point. Yeah, it's built to you use the first half for a while, and then at the opportune moment you flip it over and start using that side.
Yeah, and the transforming ability is not sorcery restricted like the first one, so you could do that at the end of your opponent's turn,
That is
and then be,
true.
and then be ready to go once it comes back to you.
I think my brain just inserted activate only as a sorcery on the bottom
Hmm.
ability. Huh. There are a lot of things this card doesn't say.
Yeah.
Chat says favorite mechanics from this set? Hell, I don't know. Discover?
mean,
Probably Discover.
I'm not sure. Probably Discover, but
Sounds
Craft
cool.
is interesting.
Mhm.
There's some really interesting craft cards in white that I saw earlier that I'm like,
All
yeah.
right. I gotta go
See if
back
I
to
can
just the
find
base
some.
set. There's too much crap. Oh wait, no, I can go to. I bet I can go to all sets and go to just the default card treatment, and that'll make this easier to freaking handle. Yeah, there we go. There's too much crap in the 5 sets that are part of this set.
Mhm.
Since the card image gallery shows literally every card, which is nice in some respects and a large pain in the ass when I'm trying to scroll to something else.
Mm.
What did we see in white that had craft? Thus far, I'm seeing nothing.
Resplendent Angel is a reprint, right? I feel like this is.
Let me find it. Sounds like it
Looks familiar.
is.
I read those abilities and I'm like, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Well, are you looking it up?
I'll look it up.
No, I was just starting. I was looking at the card first and reading the text. I think the I think the first main ability is reminiscent of something that was in a core set, but I don't know
Resplendent Angel. Yep,
about the
it is
card.
from M19.
Oh, okay.
I knew I'd seen it before.
Good
Yeah.
The
job.
art is super different. So,
Well, now I gotta go see it.
I saw 1,000 Moons Smithy as an interesting card with craft.
Oh yeah,
So,
Resplendent Angel. Okay, I recognize that now.
1,000 Moon Smithy for 2 and 2 white. Hey, Wrath of God. It's a legendary artifact. That is a rare, not a mythic. When it enters the battlefield, create a white gnome soldier artifact creature token. That's a lot of words. With this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of artifacts and or creatures you control.
Ooh.
So you get one of those when it comes in. It's made it, it's done. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may tap 5 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. If you do, transform Thousand Moons Smithy into Barracks of the Thousand, a legendary artifact land. You can tap it for a white, and whenever you cast an artifact or creature spell using mana produced by Barracks of the Thousand, create a white gnome soldier artifact creature token with this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of artifacts and or creatures you control. So you get one from playing the smithy, and then if you ever flip it, anytime you use it for its white mana to cast an artifact or creature spell, you get another
Just
uh,
for free.
gnome soldier, just for free. Yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah.
And the fact that you can tap, not creatures to flip it is really cool.
Yeah. And this makes it very resilient to like sweepers, because even if you get out a couple things, you got some like big boys. If you have flipped to the barracks and they're like, all right, Wrath of God, you're like, okay, cool. Every time I cast an artifact or creature spell, I also get one of these gnome soldier tokens. That's
Yeah.
at least a 2/2, because I've just played one of the others. It will add up.
And also,
like, okay,
the Barracks of the Thousand is an artifact itself.
yes, it
so
is.
it's at least a 3/3.
That's right. That's right. I
Wow.
noticed it was an artifact, but I didn't even put that together. Yeah.
Oh, I did not notice at all that it was an artifact land.
That is... The fact that the first thing
first...
you play makes it a 3/3 is just gross.
Huh.
What was that, Mike?
I think the first time I read this, I just kind of glossed over, and the artifact or creature part didn't get to me. I thought I just read it and felt it as just artifact. But all of this, even the trigger for spending the mana, being artifact or creature, that's really good.
Yeah.
Even with the hoops that you have to jump through to get there.
Yeah.
That's good.
I said if you use the let's say someone wipes the board, and then you use your Barracks of the Thousand to play, I don't know, like a 2/2 white creature, then like I said, you get the 2/2 white creature, and then you get a 3/3 gnome because it counts the creature, the gnome counts as one, and this is an artifact, and that's not even counting if you have other artifacts that weren't creatures laying around. Like, I really like this card. I think it's worth the work you have to put in to flip it. Yeah. Hold on to your maps and stuff, maps and treasures and whatnot, and use them to transform your smithy into a temple or a barracks, and then you're good to go. Chifuji said, I love the random assorted jobs that gnomes have in the set. There's a white gnome called Market Gnome. All right, hang on. Market Gnome. Here we go. There's a white gnome called Market Gnome that, I kid you not, is selling corn, tamales, and drinks. What? Oh, he is. Oh, in this gig economy, he still doesn't have a job in his type, though. This gig economy is going to kill us all. What is this? He's an 0/3 for 1 white. For a single white. He's an 0/3 for 1. It says, when he dies, you gain 1 life and draw a card. And when he's exiled from the battlefield, while you're activating a craft ability, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Oh, okay. So you don't lose that if you use him to craft. is really all that says. That's cool.
Yeah.
I love these cheap cards that have when they die something.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if that something is draw a card. Like, I love that stuff. Yeah. Did you see the art on Mischievous Pup?
Which color is that? Is that also in white?
Yeah, yeah.
That's good.
Who's a good boy? It doesn't even matter what the card does, but it's a 3/1 with flash for 2 and a white. When it enters the battlefield, return up to one other target permanent you control to its owner's hand. And the flavor text says either he made a gnome very angry when he took that, or he'll make one very happy when he brings it back. And yeah, it's a dog running through the market with what looks like a gnome's arm. Which is great. Chifuji, did you see Clay Fire Brick? Clay fired bricks. Oh, here we go. I think we lost Brian for a minute, right? Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Hey, Mike, what's clay fired bricks do?
All right, so the bricks, it's another crafty card. For 1 and a white, it's an uncommon artifact. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic plains card, a basic plains card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle. You gain 2 life. Cool. It has its craft ability is craft with artifact 5 white.
Okay, hang on.
7 mana.
Before we get to that,
Uh-huh.
for 2 mana, search for a plains, gain 2 life.
Decent.
So it's okay. It's not great.
It's basically a little cycling ability with a bonus.
Yeah. Oh, it's basically a land cycle that stays on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I like it more.
Yeah. So 7. Those bricks are heavy, I guess.
Well, yeah.
And you get a Cosmium Kiln. You build a kiln out of all your bricks. When Cosmium Kiln enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens. And also, creatures you control get +1/+1.
7?
7.
I mean, you get 4 4s worth of power, but that's not 7.
Well, yeah. I guess it's the... No, I mean, not 7 just for that, but, it also gave you a plains and gave you a little bit of life, so it's helping you progress to that 7. But yeah, it is a lot to ask, but you do get something meaningful on the other side.
Yeah, a thing that usually costs 3.
Yes.
Plus 2 1/1s, which is a thing that usually costs 2 in white.
Yes.
So you're getting 5 mana's worth of stuff for 7.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess because it's combined into one card, that's the tax you got to pay.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like thinking about like thinking about a flashback spell where the normal cost is reasonable and the flashback cost is just damn expensive, but you're getting another use out of it. So
yeah. What is Cosmium? Because I see Cosmium Blast. Oh, it says it in the flavor text. Cosmium is the tangible essence of Camille's power. The old text Cosmium lace tattoos ensure that power can be called upon when needed. Oh. Okay. That's neat.
Yeah. So as a reminder, Camille is the inner sun.
Yeah. Oh. Chat says one of the dorks should read Diamond Pickaxe in red. All right. Let's go to red.
I've kind of taken a turn for the worse. So tell you what, I will read Diamond Pickaxe, and then I'm gonna say goodnight to you guys. If you're okay to carry on my wayward guys without me.
No
But,
dying.
like, I'm trying not to. That's kind of the point. Diamond Pickaxe for a single red. Is that that's an uncommon?
Yeah.
It's an artifact equipment. It's indestructible because it's made of diamonds. Whenever equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has, whenever this creature attacks, create a treasure token. Because you're chipping away, and has equip of 2. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but it's neat. And I like that they can't break it.
Apparently, it's people are saying it's a super duper secret Minecraft card. Because Diamond Pickaxe, mining, get you treasure. Yeah, right. The Diamond Pickaxe is not indestructible. I don't even play Minecraft. It's very hard to break, but it will break eventually. Dang it,
gentlemen!
Man,
it's been a pleasure. You guys have a good night.
Night,
Sorry,
B.
I can't stay for the end. Good night. I'll try not to die.
Thank you. Oh no, Mike. It's down to just the two of us, and we've only been going for just over an hour.
Oh yeah, gosh.
Hey, look, Chaos Warp. Wait, no, it's in a commander deck. I have another pack of cards here, rows here that didn't load. Luckily, it's one under the Diamond Pickaxe.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. I want to go back to multicolored and see what's going on down here. Molten Collapse? That's a fun word, or fun title. Molten Collapse. For a black and a red is a rare sorcery. It says choose one. If you descended this turn, you may choose both instead. Oh, thank you. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Oh. Or destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. That's narrow.
Yeah, I guess that's why it's just an option instead of the main effect of the card. And that's why, the main effect of the card is something that you're going to want to use pretty much any time. Destroying a creature or a planeswalker.
What?
So here it's like, it's just really going to be taking out maps and small crafting pieces.
Yeah. But taking out crafting pieces doesn't even do anything, because...
No,
well, I guess if they're tokens.
The one that actually has craft written on it. But
yeah.
There aren't many that only cost 1.
Weird. But yeah, I do like the sort of terminate on the first half of that.
Right.
What did terminate say? Target creature?
Yeah, target creature can't be regenerated.
Yeah.
And it was an instant.
God. Terminate was OP.
I love terminate.
Because this costs the same as a sorcery. Can't hit planeswalkers, though, which is huge.
Yep. So in that respect, it's more like Dreadmaw is the closer comparison.
That's the one, yeah. And then it's got this other weird little thing that, if something went into your graveyard this turn, then I guess I'll blow up your map too. Eat that food. No, don't eat that food. It fell into the lava. Chat said...
Yeah, I was trying to come up with examples of you can use it to kill... No, that's a creature. Or no, that's a creature too. Well...
Yeah. Oh, did we read... Hang on. See if this is in the pronunciation guide. Oh. That's how you say it. Pentlaza? Pentlaza? sun favored in multicolored.
Okay.
I don't think we did this card.
No, we did not.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know if we did any Commander stuff last time. We just did Jurassic Park stuff and some of the regular set stuff.
Oh, that does say set boosters. Damn it. I was like, no, it's in boosters. Those are set boosters, which are the cards that aren't from the set. I'm so glad they're getting rid of those. Like, you just don't know.
Yeah.
Well, okay then. Even though it's from Commander, what does that do? Just because
So Pantlaza is a legendary dinosaur.
Yeah.
In Naya colors, and costs a total of 5, 2 red, green, white for a 4/4. So whenever Pantlaza or another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may discover X, where X is that creature's toughness. Do this only once each turn.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So the do this only once each turn is different from something that only triggers once each turn, because this will trigger every single time, but you're not locked into doing it for the first one that causes it to trigger. So you can, if you have in mind that you're going to be doing something better, you're going to be doing something to get a better trigger off of it later, you can just wait until then.
Yeah. Like, for instance, if you play your 3 toughness dinosaur, but in a minute you're gonna blink your 6 toughness dinosaur.
Yeah, like you're playing a smaller creature with haste before combat, but you're gonna make a bigger play after combat.
Yeah. You don't have to discover X every time. You can defer and do it later. That's cool. I did not even think of that. Ooh, there's what is this? Palani's Hatcher right next to it.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
For 3, a red and a green is a 5/3 rare dinosaur. Other dinosaurs you control have haste. Ooh! When it enters the battlefield, create 2/0/1 green dinosaur egg creature tokens. All right. And at the beginning of combat in your turn, if you control 1 or more eggs, sacrifice an egg, then create a 3/3 dinosaur creature token. At the beginning of so you can play this, get 2 eggs, and immediately get a 3/3 with haste.
Yes, right away.
When you say combat. Ooh, that's kind of gross.
That's cool.
I wonder if there's anything else that makes eggs.
There is a card that's just straight up called Dinosaur Egg. I think it's in green. Yep,
Oh.
Here it is. This is also from Commander. The Hatcher was from the base set. This egg is from Commander. So for 1 and a green, it's a 0/3 egg, and it has Evolve. So as a reminder, this was the Simic mechanic from one of the other visits to Ravnica. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, if that creature has greater power or toughness than this one, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Okay, so it starts off at 0/3, so if something enters the battlefield with more than 0 power or more than 3 toughness, then the egg will evolve. And when Dinosaur Egg dies, you may discover X, where X is its toughness.
I really like that starting at 0 means 0 power means it could potentially keep growing.
Yes.
Like I hated like an X, something that had equal power and toughness with Evolve, because you're gonna hit the cap way faster.
Yeah. And I think they made it a point. There might have only been like a 1/1 like that. I have a feeling that almost all of the evolved creatures didn't have square stats.
Possibly. Hey, look right next to it. There's a card that turns lands into creatures. Wow, that's not bad.
Yeah.
For 1, it's Disturbed Slumber. For 1 and a green, it's an instant that's common says until end of turn, target land you control becomes a 4/4 dinosaur creature with reach and haste. It's still a land. It must be blocked this turn if able.
Neat.
And the flavor text says, I'm telling you, the wall just blinked. I like that. Okay, wait. What did the Hatcher say about eggs?
At the beginning of combat on your turn, you can sacrifice an egg. If you do, get a 3/3 dinosaur.
No, it says you do. It doesn't say if you do.
Oh, okay.
Wow, if you control one or more eggs, sacrifice an egg. So do be careful if you're... Like, if you've run out of the Hatcher eggs and you've got a dinosaur egg that you're trying to build up, you're gonna lose it. Of course, you're gonna then discover for whatever. But if you're trying to build it up and you haven't yet, interesting. Oh, chat said, did they read somebody's how do you say that? Hang on. Zojoa's Justice.
Zoyoa. Which panel are you looking at? Are you looking at the IPA guide?
What? Oh.
That letter J is pronounced yeah in the IPA guide.
I did not notice that one said International Phonetics Alphabet on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So that's the IPA. I straight up did not get that. Okay. Thank you, Mike. So Zoyoa, which is what I thought. And then I saw the J-O and went, Zojoa? That doesn't sound right.
And you were right.
Turns out it didn't sound right, idiot. And no, I haven't read that. Hey, Mike, have you read that?
No, I haven't.
I can't find red. There we go.
Oh, gee, what is going on here?
I blame the white people.
What? Zoyoa's Justice, for 1 and a red, it's an uncommon instant. The owner of target artifact or creature with mana value 1 or greater shuffles it into their library. Then that player discovers X, where X is its mana value. What?
Oh, it's like a different flavor of Chaos Warp. Which is why Chifuji said since Chewie mentioned Chaos Warp.
It's weird, because if you're hitting it a bigger thing with it, then it can, turn into pretty much anything.
Yeah.
If you're hitting a very small thing with it, it might just turn back into itself.
Possibly.
Because it's going to skip over everything that's more expensive.
Oh, and it gets shuffled back in first.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's weird.
That is weird.
I guess that's part of it. It's sort of like Gamble. That's part of the fun.
Mm-hmm.
Is you might spend 2 mana to do nothing. Ha! I paid 2 to make you shuffle your library, idiot.
I mean, you can do this to your own stuff, so you can play a trick with it too.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
This is strange.
And I do like that it's got to have mana value 1 or greater, so you can't, Zoyoa's Justice, your treasure token to get some sort of free thing from your library,
right.
as they did with those decks back in the day. They found a way to keep that stupid crap from happening.
Yeah, you can't just Zoyoa's Justice your way from a treasure to a Lion's Eye Diamond or something stupid like that.
It's like, this costs 0, so I'm guaranteed to hit my whatever that free spell was that did the Living Death thing.
Right, yeah. Or Living End.
Yeah. No, that one wasn't... Was that one free?
Yeah, it had no mana cost. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. None of that silliness. You could still
But I
hit
mean,
that, but
you could you could. So Yehovah's Justice Llanowar Elf into a living end.
true.
So,
But you still
well,
run
no,
the
but you
risk
might
of.
hit something else that costs 1. Yeah, that's important because, gosh, that's an important balancing factor because the X is set equal to the mana value of whatever got shuffled in, not some other number.
Yeah. So, yeah, like we pointed out, the fact that you might hit the same thing again because it shuffles first actually is a balancing factor. That's actually really cool. That's a weird card to be
So strange.
an uncommon. I really like it though.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of all the design discussion we just had from that, which is essentially a Chaos Warp variant.
Right.
The fact that they had to put so much thought into it to keep Magic players from Magic playing. Huh. That's cool. Oh, look, there is mountain cycling.
Yes, there's a cycle of commons with basic land cycling here.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I just ran across the Seismic Monstrosaur,
Mm-hmm.
which is a 6/5 with trample for 4 red, but it also has 2 in a red, sacrifice a land to draw a card, which is actually neat with what's going on in this set.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that turns on your descending and all that good stuff. But also it has mountain cycling of 2. Hey! Nice. Oh, now I'm curious what the others are, but I'll never find them.
Okay, let's jump to.
I guess we can go to Gatherer and type in cycling, couldn't we?
We could. Mm-hmm.
I'll see if I can do that before you do whatever it is you're trying to do.
No, my method that I first jumped to was just like scrolling, and that is not going to work.
Lost Caverns of Ixalan is not in Gatherer yet, so never mind.
Huh. Does Scryfall have it?
Probably Scryfall. Where is set? Lost. Hey, look at that. Lost Caverns of Ixalan. And word cycling. Search. All right. Oh, well, hang on, stupid. That gets us most of them. All right, so the Marauding Brine Fang has island cycling. It's a 6/7 with ward 3. There's a 5/5 for 7 in green that brings a 3/3 with it. Wow. Oh, look, it's an Anatosaurus. Or wait, does it have a crest? Sorry, it's a Corythosaurus. I couldn't see the crest against it. There's the Rampaging Spiketail in black with swamp cycling. It's a 5/6 for 6. That when it enters the battlefield, target creature you control gets +2/+0 and indestructible until end of turn. That's a Stegosaur. The Seismic Monstrosaur we just talked about, and the Soaring Sandwing is a 3/5 flying for 6 in white that gains you 3 life with plain cycling.
Yeah. And I misspoke earlier. It's not basic land cycling. It's land cycling abilities with the basic types. That means something different.
Oh, that is a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you can get multi-lands with these abilities.
Oh, that's true. And then there's a card called Runaway Boulder for 6 mana with flash that says when it enters the battlefield, it deals 6 damage to target creature an opponent controls, which is hilarious, that has just straight up cycling. There's literally one card with cycling in this set.
That's... What color is it in?
It's an artifact.
It's an artifact. Go look at it.
That's bizarre. Yeah, there it is.
Huh.
Runaway boulder.
Yeah, just
Huh. Neat. There's one card with straight cycling in this set. That's so weird.
that is odd.
I'm hung up on that. I'm sorry, chat. Like cycling has always been it's either a thing that's in the set or not. I know they said that they've made it what's the word? Oh, deciduous. Thank you, Chifuji. But the fact that there's just one in here on a card that it makes perfect sense to have cycling on, by the way. Cuz it's a 6 mana 6 damage artifact. Did I say it had flash? Because it has flash.
Yes.
That, yeah, they're early in the game. That is not doing you any good and is crap. So, Jay Spencer said there's one card with flashback and one card with battle cry. What?
Are those in the regular set or the commander set?
I don't know. Let's go look. Cycling, we want to look up flashback. Search. This is in the main set. Yeah, self-reflection in blue. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. For 6. With flashback of 3 and a blue. Now I gotta look up. Oh, I'll just type in battle because I can't remember if battle cry is one word or two. That was a mistake. Battle brought up 135 cards. Oh, because of the word battlefield. Oh my god. Battle cry with one word?
I think it's one word.
No cards found. Battle
Maybe it's 2 words.
cry. Oh god, that gave me battlefield and scry. Alright, hang on. Yeah, the Sanguine Evangelist is a rare. In white. 2 and a white for 2/1 battle cry, vampire cleric. When it enters the battlefield or dies, you get a 1/1 bat. When did battle cry become deciduous? What is that? Battle cry is not even good. Whenever this creature attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Why does Battle Cry get to keep its keyword ability for one card, but like other things don't?
Yeah.
That's weird. Could somebody that has a Tumblr ask Mark Rosewater why is that? Jay Spencer said the other things do now as of March of the Machine. What other? What?
What?
I meant like earlier we talked about a card that has a channel ability that doesn't say channel, which granted that's an ability word.
That's just an ability word, and also the way channel was used, it was supposed it was also associated with like the spirit magic of Kamigawa. So there isn't really much spirit magic going on with that dinosaur.
That's racist. It's very strange. Whoa. That's cool art on this Commander reprint of Mindstone.
Yeah, I like that. I saw that earlier.
I guess very eye-catching. Ooh, here's one that we haven't talked about yet. Matzalonthly. Matzalonthly. Okay, sure. Why does that have a TH sound at the end? I guess it just does? I guess it just does.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that supposed to?
I don't
I
know.
don't
The
know. Maybe
IPA
that's just
one,
supposed to represent the flip.
the IPA one just has TLI, but I don't know how IPA works. So
I can't remember. I can't remember what the L with the cross mark is supposed to sound like. I took one class in college.
oh, does that have a cross mark on it? I can't.
Yeah, it has a little cross mark on it.
Oh, that's
But I
probably
can't
what that
remember.
means then.
I can't remember exactly what sound it represents.
Well, I've just read like 8 cards. Why don't you tell us what this one does?
All right. So Matzalantli, the Great Door. Cost 3, legendary artifact, rare. Uh, it's actually a story spotlight card. That's cool.
Yeah.
You can tap it to draw a card and discard a card.
Sweet.
All right. Word. No extra mana spent. Used to have to pay mana for that back in the day.
Back in my day.
Yeah.
Was
It
that
has
a
another
Jellum Tome?
Challenge Tome. Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking of. Its other ability is pay 4 tap, transform Matzalantli, the Great Door, activate only if there are 4 or more permanent types among cards in your graveyard. Then it gives you a reminder: artifact, battle, creature, enchantment, land, planeswalker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you got to get 4 out of 6 somehow. And it transforms into the Core.
The Core. That was a terrible movie. I think.
The Core is, of course, a legendary land, and it has a Fathomless Descent ability. Tap, add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard.
Oh.
So,
which means it's going to be at least 4.
Could be. You can maybe cheat a little bit with an artifact land and an enchantment creature, and
That's true.
it'll just be, if you were trying to flip it as soon as possible, but still, a land that taps for 2 is good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
Considering it went from a thing that didn't make mana suddenly turning into a thing that taps for 2 is pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's probably more like, between like 5 and 8. Because
Probably, yeah.
like the front part is counting different permanent types, but the backside counts permanent cards. So you've probably got more than one of some of the types in the graveyard. Probably.
Yeah. If you're not trying to flip it as fast as possible.
Yeah, if you're not speed running the flip, it's probably really good. For oh, it's any one color. Oh my god. I was going to say it's probably pretty good for colorless mana. No.
Yeah. You get to pick one.
Yeah, that's a neat card. I like that. Mm-hmm. And unlike some of the others we've talked about, I like how the front side actually, enables the back side.
Yes.
Or enables the flip and the back side. I know I keep saying flip instead of transform. Bite me, all right? Nobody cares about the flip cards from Kamigawa. Nobody.
No. That was, yeah. They tried. They found a much better tech later. It's fine to keep saying flip. No one cares.
Yeah. As long as I'm not speaking in a rules format, then I can say flip. Also, if I'm trying to censor myself, what the flip?
Flippin' heck.
Flippin' heck. I watch a lot of the slow-mo guys on YouTube because they're great. Mm-hmm. But because their channel is clean, and they're very British. I love that they, Dan especially, is constantly reacting with flippin' heck. Like, you could tell that's not what he meant to say, but after years of doing the show, now that's what he meant to say. Like,
Right.
by the way, I highly recommend the Slow Mo guys on YouTube. They record amazing things at sometimes utterly ridiculous frame rates. Like, one of my favorites in, relatively recent memory, they fired a bullet, so they would have a frame, a shot of a bullet traveling a certain amount, and then they had a long pane of glass that they broke at one end to show how fast glass breaks compared to a bullet flying through the air.
I think I saw that on Facebook one time. I know what you're talking about.
It was amazing to watch.
It was cool.
Because, like, if you just watch them break the glass, it just shatters. But at a high enough frame rate, you can actually watch the shockwave go through it, and it is amazing.
Yeah. Didn't it basically travel at the speed of sound through the medium? Is that what was happening?
That is what they came up with, yeah. Or that was their theory. I don't remember if they actually did the math or not, but yeah. And the speed of sound through glass is way faster than through air, so
yeah.
it's also way faster than a bullet. I think I just lost interest in talking about Lost Caverns of Ixalan.
I mean, that's fine. That's almost 10:30.
Yeah, it's a good time to stop. Oh, wait a minute. No, I just saw a mythic I don't think we talked about. The Eye of Ohertak.
Okay.
So for 3 mana, it's a mythic artifact. It says tap, add 1 mana of any color. For 3 mana, that's your standard mana rock. You're going to pay 3 for that usually. That's pretty good. And then it says craft with 2 that share a card type. Wow, the wording on that is weird. 6 mana. So 6 mana and 2 cards that share a card type. With each other, not with the Eye of Ohertak, right?
Right, yeah. Share a card type with each other. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that transforms it into the Apex Observatory. Okay. It enters the battlefield tapped. Wait, what? Oh, craft is exile. Yeah. So it enters the battlefield tapped. See, that's what you talked about. You got to pay attention to how things transform.
Mm-hmm.
It enters the battlefield tapped. As it enters, choose a card type shared among 2 exiled cards used to craft it. Oh. Okay, so you've got to plan ahead with what you actually craft. And then it says tap. The next spell oh my god. The next spell you cast this turn of the chosen type can be cast without paying its mana cost. Ooh! That's gross. No wonder it costs 6.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's gross. Because if you exile 2 creatures, then that just says tap. Your next creature's free.
Yeah, you get a free creature every turn.
Jesus. That card's silly. I like it. Okay, now I think I've lost interest in Lost Caverns.
There's one more.
Oh, what is it?
The Throne of the Grim Captain.
That is in multicolor, right?
No, it's an artifact.
Oh, right. It's at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that's stuff that isn't loaded. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the Throne of the Grim Captain is a legendary artifact. It's rare. It
costs 2. Has one. Its first ability is tap, mill 2 cards. All right, cool. It's also a crafting card. Craft with a dinosaur, a merfolk, a pirate, and a vampire, and pay 4 mana.
I'm still trying to get the damn card on the screen, Mike. Okay, there we go. Tap, mill 2 cards, cost 2. Okay, gotcha. I'm caught up now.
And when you craft it,
oh, that's
it transforms. And yeah, all those things.
That's a lot. Okay.
When you craft it, it transforms into the Grim Captain.
Like you do.
Yeah, which has a black color indicator. It's a legendary skeleton spirit pirate.
Ooh, and you said there wasn't a lot of spirit energy going. Okay, sorry.
Okay, you got me there. And it's a 7/7 with menace, trample, lifelink, and hexproof.
Jesus Christ!
Awesome. I mean, you had to do a lot of work to get here. So reading the front of the card, you'd be like, "Man, this better be good." And you turn it over, it's like, "Okay,
yeah, worth
it is." And so, in addition to all that, whenever the Grim Captain attacks, each opponent sacrifices an on-land permanent. Then you may put an exiled creature card used to craft the Grim Captain onto the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking.
This card is so stupid.
I know. Part of the thing is that it's so big. You probably won't get full value out of it unless you're playing a game with more than one opponent, because your opponent might just lose before you get to the 4th exiled creature card, which is fine. You won the game, but
wow, that's freaking awesome.
It is. It's really fun.
It takes a stupid amount of effort to get it, and then when you do, it's so dumb. It's like the best kind of dumb.
It is.
Like, this makes my inner Timmy, do a stupid happy dance. Oh, it's amazing. Plus, I love the art on the skeleton spirit pirate himself.
Yes.
Themselves. I'm pretty sure there's more than one going on in there. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
That's awesome. Huh. Okay. Now I think we're good. You think we're good? I think we're good.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Oh no, I need another 404. Whoop. There we go. Hey, Mike, you know what happens tomorrow?
What's that?
Well, one, my old man has a birthday, but also the Manipool has a birthday.
Oh, wow.
We turn, as of this recording, tomorrow is the anniversary of the show's inception, and it turned 16.
Wow.
Because we started in 07. What is that about?
Yeah, you're right. Gosh.
I'm amazed you're all still here.
Well, you wanted a way for us to keep in touch, and it worked.
Right? I'm not going to lie. I thought when Dirk had a third kid, he'd be out. Nope. And I was like, well, when Mike gets married, he's out. Nope.
No.
Actually didn't ever think that one. But yeah, so happy birthday to the Manipool and to my old man.
Yeah, happy birthday.
I forget how old he is. It's a lot, though.
Yeah, pretty old.
Let's see.
It's right there in his name.
Will he be... I always forget what year he was born because, that's not information that I need in my day-to-day, so it doesn't stick. But he's gonna be in his late 70s. I mean, that would imply he's already in his late 70s.
Okay.
I think. I feel like his birthday's like 44 or 45, 46, somewhere in the early 40s, the late 40s.
For him to be 10-ish years older than my parents, that makes sense from what I know about them. Yeah.
Yeah. And the show can drive, as we said last week, can drive. Craziness. Yeah. Oh well. You know what I'm gonna do?
What's that?
I'm gonna do the Patreon thing first.
Cool.
Because we don't have anybody here that's like dying to leave. Literally in Brian's case.
Poor guy.
So, hey, patreon.com/themanapool. You know the deal. Become a lifeguard. Let me thank our mythic lifeguards. Al, Kim Ho, Scuzzo, John Parker, Jake Jansons, Michael? I don't know who that is. Timu Hellas Haru, Jason Kaus, Casey, Jason Doan, ALK Alters, and Andrew Odie. Yay.
Yay.
Words? Also, don't forget, I've been working steadily on the Lord of the Rings Told Through Magic Cards project. And I'm going to be sometime, hopefully in the next, I'm going to say 2 weeks, hopefully, I will have a first draft of that out. It'll go on Patreon and be like, hey, y'all, watch this. Tell me what you think. Give me some feedback here. So if you want to help a brother out with that and see an early cut of the first Lord of the Rings as told through Magic Cards video, then go join the Patreon for literally any amount. It's going up for everybody. So if you just want to pitch in $1, that'll help. If all of you pitch in $1, that would be amazing. But I know you won't do that. But if some of you pitch in $1, that would be amazing. Or you can pitch in more and get, the early access to the shows and to odds and ends and the sponsorship shout out and all that good stuff. But yeah, on that note, I have been working steadily on the Lord of the Rings card. I'm still sorting. Well, no, I'm done sorting. I'm ordering them now. So I'm reading through the books. I've got 3 windows open, Mike. I've got the full spreadsheet of all like 800 some cards on half of the screen.
Yeah.
Then the 2/4 of the screen on the other half are my Windows Explorer folders with one has the section that I'm currently on, and the other one is for finding cards in other sections and moving them there. And then I'm ordering things in the spreadsheet as I go. And it is it's a hell of an undertaking. Which I knew when I started, but I completely underestimated how much of an undertaking it was when I started. But it's coming along. I've made it, as of this recording, except for the prologue, which I'm still not entirely sure how to do that just yet, so I've sort of skipped over it just to start ordering everything else. I've made it from the very beginning, the long expected party, all the way to the end of book 1. That's not the Fellowship of the Ring, book 1. That's the first half of that, because each of the physical books is separated into 2 books. But I've made it all the way to the Ford of Bruinen, where, the water rises up with horses and knocks down the Nazgul and Frodo passes out. End of book 1. I finished that today, before I did my DoorDash shift for dinner. So
When you were talking to us about that earlier before the show started, my mind kind of blanked, and when you mentioned the fort, like the scene I had in my head was Buckleberry Ferry, and I'm like, really? That happen that late in the novel? Did the Tom Bombadil section really waste so much time?
The Tom Bombadil section is almost 2 whole chapters because it's the old Willow, like it's them getting lost in the old forest. Then Old Man Willow puts messes with them. Tom Bombadil shows up, saves them. That's 1 chapter, I'm pretty sure. Then they go to Tom Bombadil's house. That's the 2nd chapter. Then the next chapter is the getting caught in the barrow wights and whatnot. And Tom Bombadil joins them on the road after he saves them there and walks them to the edge of his country. And that's that chapter. So it's like 2.5 chapters are just Tom Bombadil.
Wow.
And all of that got cut from the movies because none of it matters. Tom Bombadil is a lot less annoying reading it again this time than I remembered him being. But I was also skipping over all of his songs. So... Because if you've read one of his songs, you've read them all. He's like, hey, I got cool boots, I got a big hat, and Goldberry's freaking hot. That's his songs. Like, Goldberry is his wife, and she's freaking hot.
Yeah.
And that's his whole thing. He's like, I got me a hot chick, and fancy hat, and awesome boots, and I'm the master. Meh. And he just repeats with a whole lot of, hey, doll, Mary doll nonsense. So I think skipping over his stuff helped a lot with getting through it quickly. But, yeah, I'm not looking forward to the Rivendell section, which is, next. Because, hang on. Let me open up my folder. I did not separate a bunch of Rivendell stuff. So I have... Oh, there's only 26 cards in this folder, which for a single folder is a lot. But also, all of the stuff I have labeled wizards from the previous one goes in there. That's Gandalf and Saruman and Radagast. Which is another 14. Because Gandalf has to explain where he was. And then there's a bunch of stuff that's just Rivendell in general. They're like, oh, look, elves and stuff. And then there's a bunch of stuff that's the Council of Elrond. And then there's all the characters that are there. And then there's Bilbo and the Sting and the Mithril shirt. And there's just a lot. That happens in Rivendell, and it's gonna take forever, I feel, to get through it and get all these cards sorted, and then I'm gonna have cards left over. I'm gonna be like, where in the hell does this go? Plus all the cards from other places, like other folders. Like all of the main characters I still have just in the main folder, because I'm like, I will drop these in as necessary. Like I still haven't used a Sam card because the one that's labeled Samwise Gamgee is from the future because he's sitting there with like 4 of his children. I'm like, that's for the end of the book. Like we don't get a Sam that's depicted in card art until after the Fellowship breaks.
That's surprising.
Because there are several different arts on a few different Sam cards, but they're all way later in the story. Like there's one of him carrying Frodo up the Mount Doom. There's one of him going to rescue Frodo from the orcs. There's one of those are the only 2 coming to mind right now.
Nothing with him dropping eaves.
Well, look, Bag End don't have no eaves, I'll have you know. That was his response when he's like, "Why have you been eavesdropping?" He's like, "Begging your pardon, Gandalf, sir, but Bag-End don't have no eaves." And I was like, that's way better than the line from the movie. But anyway, it has actually been... This might sound weird to say. It's been fascinating going through the story. And, like, because I've spent so long staring at these cards, especially the ones that I'm not sure where to put, that when I run across the flavor text from one of them while I'm reading, I go, oh, wait, that's on, the Improvised Club has this line that from this song that Sam is randomly singing. Oh, cool. Now I know to drop that here. And I'm going to have multiple cards are going to show up in multiple places because the art shows up here, but then the flavor text shows up here. So rather than try to decide, I'm just going to do both.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been fascinating to see what goes where and how and why. And I found one thing that absolutely does not happen. And it's the card Crypt Incursion. And it shows the four hobbits, as far as I can tell, walking down into the barrow. Where the barrow lights, get them. With their torches out, And that absolutely does not happen. At all. And nothing like it happens. It's completely made up. So I'm like, I don't know. So I've got in my notes, this does not happen as depicted. I don't know what to do. Here's the card. Because that's the only point in the story where these four hobbits are together without anyone else. Because the only other place this could be is Moria, but the flavor text is from the Barrows, and there's no dwarves or elves or wizards around, or men for that matter. Right. So it's got to be the Barrow. But this doesn't happen. They get kidnapped individually and taken there, and they wake up there, and then Bombadil scoots them all out. But it just doesn't happen. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. But that's been my only real... Well, that and the prologue. I've got 19 cards here that I have in a folder called Setting Up the Shire, which it turns out is the prologue. And it was more, but I found various... And some of these obviously go somewhere else. I just don't know where yet. But I don't know how to handle the prologue. Because it's essentially... at the beginning of the movies when they're just doing random shots to establish what the Shire is like? Oh, here's a hobbit working in a field, and here's, hobbits drinking, and here's... a nice crane shot of the Shire, or of Hobbiton. That's what these cards are. The Gilded Goose, the word goose does not appear in Lord of the Rings at all. The Prize Pig, nope, there's no pigs. Motivated Pony, that's got a hobbit holding carrots in front of the pony so it runs, that's not a thing. So it's all just establishing shots of the Shire. So I got to figure out how I'm gonna order those and then script it. And then there's Mentor of the Meek. Mike, Mentor of the Meek is a human soldier. So it's a human who looks like they're mentoring a hobbit in how to do something. It's a soldier, but it looks like they're cooking. But then the flavor text is from well, it doesn't matter where it's from, but the flavor text is about setting a table. There are no human soldiers anywhere. I don't know. I don't know where this goes. This is not a thing. And I've just realized it's a human, so it doesn't need to be in Setting Up the Shire. because there aren't any humans in the Shire. It's supposed to be. I guess I'll use that also as a place to show what Bree is like, because that's where humans and hobbits coexist. You see what I mean? I'm so deep in it
Yeah.
that I'm rambling on as if anyone cares. So I'm very sorry. But I wanted to give everyone an update. That's what I've been doing. I've done all the sorting and finding all of the images and everything. That's all been done. I'm now ordering the cards. That sounds like I'm placing like an order on Card Shark. No, I'm putting the cards in order and writing down rough ideas of why I put it there. And I still haven't figured out what the script, like how I'm going to tackle this entire project. But once I get the first 2 books done, I'll figure that part out. But yeah, I'm very excited. Like, can you tell?
Yes, I can. This has been very engaging for you.
Yeah. And I think that the finished product will actually be, assuming I can land the execution, will be a lot of fun. Yeah. And on the streaming side of things, hey, I finished Alan Wake. Like, for real? I did both of the DLC chapters.
Cool.
It's pretty good. I loved the story all the way up until the end of the base game, and then I hated it because it just ends. And it's got to be the most unsatisfying ending I've ever had in a video game ever. And then the DLC chapters, I was like, this better clear some stuff up, and it did. And the DLC chapters are actually really cool. They added some like different gameplay elements that spiced it up enough for me to get through the 2 DLC chapters without any sort of like it never felt like a slog. The gameplay in the main game, while good, doesn't change. There are 6 chapters. I think by chapter 3 I think you've seen it all. So combat encounters are just like, all right, yep, here, yep, okay, yep. Oh, there's that guy. All right, we'll do that again. So there are a couple of like set pieces that are like, oh, that was cool, but they're few and far between. Other than that, it's just the same old, same old. Not, like I said, not that it was bad. It just wasn't. I think I bored Mike to sleep. I did. That's amazing, chat. Oh. Is he back?
Yes, I'm back. Oh. I'm back. Hello?
That was amazing. All right, I think we should let Mike get to his final thoughts so Mike can go to bed. I'm so sorry I bored you to sleep there, Mike. That's my bad.
Oh. Well, clearly I don't know what happened.
You dozed off and were snoring.
Oh, boy. All right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, in Chewie's defense, I was already feeling pretty tired. But I didn't think it was an, oh man, I gotta go to bed kind of way, but maybe it is.
Maybe it is. Yeah.
All right. Yes, I got to talk to Brian about it briefly. I am going to try to hit up a pre-release this weekend. I think it's going to be fun. We'll see what kinds of things are waiting here. It feels like there's going to be a lot of fun options to build a sealed deck.
Yeah.
I feel like the last few events I've done, I've had pretty good success with, some color plus green with great big creatures. And there's definitely plenty of great big green creatures in here, so maybe I'll end up doing the same thing. We'll see what I open.
There are a bunch of those.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, I guess on that note, we should stop this episode. So, this has been episode 690 of the Mana Pool, our 16-year anniversary. Holy crap.
Oh.
And it's just me and Mike to celebrate it, because Dirk's on vacation and Brian got sick and died. So, yeah. Let us know, as always, if you go to a pre-release, how you do, what you played, what did you like, what did you hate. In the Discord or social media, or, comment on the YouTube channel, whatever. And, yeah, with that, we'll be done. So, thank you all so very much for joining us, and, don't doze off while you're working.